welcome to Australia. Good morning. So it is Tuesday morning. I just have a run to do. It's just easy. I'm back in the A6 Nimbus 28s just because I don't want to get used to the responsiveness of the Super Blast, which by the way are 10 out of 10 shoes. So yeah, I'm just walking to the top of the neighborhood to start this, and I have about like a 10 to 11.5K loop that I do that's just really easy. So yeah, we'll bang this out, and then I have to stop at the hardware store to get some bolts that are long enough so I can raise the stack height of the new bike, which I will show you all. It's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, but this bike is better than no bike, and it looks good. I'm not gonna lie, it looks better than I would have expected it to, considering the struggles it was to get this and the patchwork. But yeah, we'll bang out this run. I'll take you along as best as I can, but it'll be about an hour and 10. Run went well. It took about, I'm not gonna lie, it took about 7 to 8 Ks to warm up into this one. And I think that was just because of the heavy run weekend. And my body is not used to running that much mileage all at once. And then obviously there was a lot of the stress from last week that I can't control. But yeah, I felt good towards the end. And it ended up, I think, being around 13K. I think I averaged just over 530 Ks, which I'm not mad at. Like, for the easy runs, it doesn't really matter whether you're running 430Ks or 630Ks. You just need to be running easy. So that's ticked off. So what I ended up doing was, obviously my Cannondale Super Slice TT frame from EF was destroyed. Most of the components still work. The ceramic speed pulley cover is cracked, and one of the Vision aero bars is also cracked. However, it's not splintered or broken open or anything like that, so I'm still using that. So I had to buy the frame set from the bike shop, and I ended up getting a Specialized Tarmac, which is a road bike. And so we just stripped it down basically and took everything on my bike, that's all the components that still worked, and we've just swapped them over. So the whole Vision cockpit has been swapped over, the Dura Ace components have been swapped over, except my bottom bracket, my cranks, which had the power meter in them, and my chain rings could not get swapped over because they weren't compatible. The bottom bracket just is press fit, and this frame is like a threaded bottom bracket, which I'm not thrilled about. And the only cranks that they had in stock, or they were able to get, were, I had to use the Shimano 105 175s, which I ride 160s, so that is definitely going to be a bit of an adjustment. And there's also no power meter as well. And then in the bike shop, I don't know why, but for some reason with the longer cranks, they decided to also raise my saddle, and then they dropped the stack height of the front end by like 5 centimeters, which it just doesn't really make any sense, to be honest. And it's also not, I don't feel like I'm in the most powerful position because I literally have no hip angle anymore because the front end is so low and the saddle is so high. So I'm probably gonna get 2 sizes, like 2 different lengths, just so that I have options and I'm not stuck in the similar position again. So yeah, we're off to go to there, and then it's like 10:30, 10:45, and I'm a little bit hungry, so we are going to stop for a coffee in town. I will go swim, or attempt to swim. I'm kind of curious to know like how much I can do on my arm, because it does still hurt quite a bit and I straighten it at all, and I can't really lift anything yet. And so I am planning on continuing to race the 70.3 in July in Versailles. And so I just want to kind of get an idea of what I can do. So we've just finished the swim. It was a 2.5K. That's all I lasted. It was carnage. It was mostly one arm swimming with my right arm, which is non-dominant. I think I'm gonna try to come back every day this week and do between 2 and 2.5K, just because honestly I feel like I can't do any more of that or I'm gonna go insane. The pool is also 50 meters. So it is long course, which makes it feel really long too. But yeah, swim is done, thank God. And then the guy that owns the house I'm staying in, he has a trainer. I'm gonna use that this afternoon and just do like 1.5, 2 hour spin. Besides the accident last week, which was one ride, I haven't really rode in 3 weeks. Just because TSA took my bike while my flights were all canceled and messed up. And they had the bike for 3 or 4 days, and then I was in Chattanooga, and then I was driving back up from Georgia, traveling, and then last week, obviously, we know what happened there, so it's been a hot minute since I've been on the bike, and this is a new bike that isn't really fit, so we will see how that goes, and just take some time to adjust things and make sure I'm really comfortable before I rip around on the roads of Cairns. Okay, so I went to get the bolts that look like this. They're like a medium size so that I can add 20 mil and 5 mil spacers to the stack height. However, the problem is that, as you can see here, half the bolt is threaded, half the bolt is not. And I need the entire bolt to be threaded. Out of the 4 that I got from the store, only one of them is fully threaded, so only one of them fits. And so I have to go back tomorrow and get the proper bolts. We've got our working bolt. This one is all good. And then we've got 4 or 3 of the original long ones sticking out. But yeah, this is the current setup. We have my original base bar, my aero bars. This is the stem for the road bike. This little piece was poking off because my base bars couldn't go directly onto the frame without cutting this, and then if you cut this, it's really difficult to resell. Right now it's pretty tight on there, but I may zip tie it just in case. This is the current setup. I'm not gonna lie, it's better than I thought it would be. It's not the best, but it is what it is. And we have a bike, and that's all I can really hope for. We are on the trainer. I just have around an hour 45, an hour 30 easy with some spin ups just to get the legs firing again. I've missed the trainer. It's really hot though, like 23 C and at least 80% humidity, which, if anything, it's just giving me the red blood cell adaptations early for Andorra, so it is what it is. But yeah, take a look at the setup. You obviously can't really see it that well. The only complaint is that I'm in the aero bars, my shoulder and like humerus hurt quite a lot. So hopefully over the next couple of days that just gets better, because that would suck. We are an hour in and I just have some pickups to do. It's 3 by 1 minute threshold, and then a spin, and then 3 by 1 minute threshold, 30 seconds VO2, and then cool down. Feel pretty good. It's a pretty easy ride. Just getting used to the new position. I've tweaked some things. We're almost done. I've got about 50 minutes left, and then we get to eat dinner. Let's go. The ride is done. I am going to go have dinner because I'm really hungry. It was easy. Not too bad. The front end fell apart like an hour and 15 in, which wasn't fun, but oh well, I'll have to get new bolts tomorrow anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm definitely not taking it out in the morning because it's barely hanging on right now. So dinner bed, and we will see you tomorrow. Good morning. We are off to the pool. The neighbors have bees, and so the whole house smells like smoke. Anyway, my arm hurts quite a bit today. I think just from swimming yesterday, because it was supposed to be just one arm, but that's obviously hard to do, and I kind of wanted to see what the capabilities were, but unfortunately my left arm is a little bit more bruised this morning, so I think we will stick to the one arm swimming and kicking rather than both arms and muscling through. And so maybe we'll do again like 2 to 2.5K. So yeah, let's go to the pool. Swim is done. I'm just chilling at the pool, drying off in the sun a bit. 2.5K again. I didn't even attempt the left arm just because of how much it hurts today. But hopefully, by the time this mess is all healed and over, my right arm will be a beast. And then it'll be great. I do have track tonight. I think it's 6 by a 1K threshold, something like that. So, gonna dry off, then coffee. Welcome to the track. It's called Barlow Park. It's a public track, thank God. I kind of hope there's no one here, but it sounds really busy. Okay, the warm-up is done. Switching to carbons. So we've got 4x400 at like under threshold, like above VO2 max, so it's not like we're not dying, on 90 seconds rest. And then we've got 6x1K threshold with 90 seconds rest, and then cool down. Warm-up was just like 2 miles easy. So let's knock out the 400s, but the track is kind of busy. Alrighty, track session is done. I didn't record during the Ks, 1, because there were hella people at the track, and 2, because I kind of just wanted to crank them out because I was pressed for time a bit. I got there around 5:30, track closes at 7. I mean, I held pace for all of them. There's a 5-second like range, and I was at the bottom of it the whole time. So I'm really happy with it. I didn't feel like I had like another gear, if that makes sense. Like I kind of just had to grind it out, but it is what it is. And I'm a bit tired, and then last week was a 85K run week, so we got it done. All the times were fine. I think the total session was 15K. I think the average, like, because I kept the timer going, I don't stop it for the different intervals, I just keep it going because that's stupid. I also didn't have a watch because I have a Garmin 735 XT, which they no longer make, so I don't have a charger. I left that at home, and I ordered a charger, but it's not coming till next Wednesday, so my watch is dead, which means I can't use it. So we went with the trusty true timer app on my phone for the Ks, and then I just recorded the whole thing on Strava so that I had like some semblance of total mileage. But yeah, I haven't done the phone timer since high school, since running track. Today was successful, 15K run, 2.5K swim. I will say my arm was starting to hurt like quite a bit during the Ks, and I think that was just like the stress of like pumping your arms and being kind of tired and whatever. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out on. But tomorrow I think we have a hard ride, and I got the correct bolt, so we may go outside, we may do it on the trainer, I'm not sure yet. And then it's going to be another like 10 to 12K easy run, and then depending on how the arms feel, we'll go back to the pool for 2.5K. So yeah, I will see you at dinner, or this may be it.